If you're wondering which phone to get when it comes to Sony's current best mid-range phone, the Sony Xperia SP, and one of Samsung's current best mid-range phone, the Galaxy S3 Mini. In this video you'll find all the details you need to make this decision and also find out which one suits your needs the best. Hey, what's up guys, my name is Corey and this is the Sony Xperia SP versus Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini. The design which you'll find on both of these phones are similar in certain aspects. Both phones have removable plastic backs, but the front of the Sony Xperia SP also features a more solid feel to it with the same type of glossy material which was used on the Xperia Z. What really stands out when it comes to the design though is the illuminated notification strip, which also features on the likes of the Sony Xperia S. It changes colors when you skip through your pictures and your music, and also when you receive any form of messaging and phone calls. Pretty cool. Above the 4.6-inch display, you'll find the earpiece, which is next to the front-facing VGA camera. At the very top is the 3.5mm headphone jack. Below the display is the illuminated strip, which I mentioned earlier. It changes colors when you receive calls, texts, and all of that good stuff. On the right hand side is where you find all the buttons and the Sony dedicated camera buttons, and then on the left hand side is where the charging port is. On the back of the phone though is the 8-megapixel camera with the speaker grill next to it and the LED flash under that as well with the Sony Xperia logo. In the other hand, we have the S3 Mini. The S3 Mini is covered with Samsung traditional plastic material, which does have more benefits to it when it comes to dropping the phone. The S3 Mini will be more likely to survive a drop test based on the material. The layout of the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini controls are similar to the Samsung Galaxy S3. Above the display we have the earpiece next to the proximity sensors and also the VGA camera. At the very top is the 3.5mm headphone jack. Below the display you get three keys: the capacitive menu button, the capacitive back button, and a physical home button. Also at the bottom we have the USB charging slot, and on the right hand side we have the on and off button, also used as a lock button, and then on the left hand side we have the volume rocker. At the back of the phone we have the 5-megapixel camera, and next to the 5-megapixel camera is the speaker grill and also a LED flash as well. The material which is used on both phones also have an effect on the weight of the phone. The Sony Xperia SP weighs approximately 155 grams, while the Samsung Galaxy S3 weighs approximately 111.5 grams, making it 44.5 grams difference between them in terms of weight. So if you're looking for a phone that doesn't weigh quite a lot, the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini will probably be the best option for you. When it comes to the display, this is one of the areas where the SP comes out on top. It's rocking a 4.6-inch display with the TFT screen capable of 720p resolutions at 319 ppi. The TFT screen is also backed with Sony's Bravo Engine 2, which brings down saturations and noise but enhances sharpness and contrast. The S3 on the other hand features a 4-inch Super AMOLED display capable of 480p resolution at 213 ppi. Both phones does feature the Corning Gorilla Glass, so in terms of screen protection they're around the same. So it's safe to say that the SP is a overall better experience when it comes to the display. If you like watching your films, if you like playing your games and stuff like that, then the SP will most probably be a better choice based on the screen resolution and also the screen size. Performance wise, the Samsung Galaxy S3 comes with the Cortex A9 dual-core processor, clocked at 1 GHz with 1 GB of RAM, and it also features the Mali 400 GPU. The SP though comes with the Snapdragon Crate dual-core processor clocked at 1.7, also with 1 GB of RAM, but it has a more up-to-date GPU, the Adreno 320, which means you will get a better experience when it comes to gameplay and graphics. When put to the test with the AnTuTu benchmark, both phones came out with some respectable scores, but by far the SP came out slightly better than the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini. So overall, in terms of performance, both phones are great for the average user, and I can't knock the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini, but at the same time the SP came out like a beast. So in terms of performance, I will probably go for the SP. Both phones, as I said, is powerful, and you do get the 1 gig of RAM for multitasking on both phones as well. When it comes to the hardware, both phones comes with the standard features: Wi-Fi, NFC, Bluetooth, and both phones gives you the option to tether to other devices, which means you can use your phone as a portable Wi-Fi hotspot. What does separate the phones though is the 4G capability. The SP is capable of running on 4G here in the UK, which all major networks will be changing over to this year, whilst the Mini isn't. So if you want to be running on 4G, the SP will probably be a better choice. In terms of storage, the Mini comes in a 8GB and a 16GB version, whilst the SP only comes in a 8GB version. So if you get the 16GB version of the Samsung Galaxy S3, you will be able to load more apps on the phone with no problem. Saying that though, both phones does accept micro SD cards up to 32GB, which means you can have more media files on your phone. And now the camera. Now both phones features a front-facing VGA camera, which to me is a letdown from Samsung and Sony. They could have made some more improvements on these cameras. Moving on though, on the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini, it comes with a 5-megapixel rear camera capable of getting some decent photos. Just like the Samsung Galaxy S3, the S3 Mini comes with a ton of features in the camera settings. It has features like geo-tagging, touch focus, face and smile detection, and panorama as well. The Sony Xperia SP is packing a 8-megapixel camera that can produce still shots with the maximum resolution of 3,264 pixels. The Sony Xperia SP does take some ideas from the Sony Xperia Z, like the Superior Auto Mode. The Superior Auto Mode basically guess what type of scene you are trying to capture and adjust the settings on the camera according to that particular scene. The only downside is that the Superior Auto Mode will change your resolution from 8-megapixel to 7-megapixel. But there are plenty modes on the camera that you can fiddle with until you find the right one that you like. The SP is capable of capturing full HD footage at 30 frames per second. Another unique feature I like about the phone is that it can also capture HDR video footage, making it one of the few devices to have this feature after the Sony Xperia Z and the Sony Xperia ZL. I also took this picture to show you guys the difference between the cameras. As I said, the Samsung Galaxy S3 is packing a 5-megapixel camera, while the SP is packing a 8-megapixel camera. So as you can see from the picture there, you obviously get more detailed photos with the Sony Xperia SP. Now, one thing which is important to every consumer out there that's looking to buy a phone is the battery. When it comes to the battery, the Samsung Galaxy S3 has a 1500 milliamp battery, which is removable. So if you're out and about, you can always carry 2 batteries with you just to ensure you get through the day. While on the other hand, the Sony Xperia SP comes with a 2370 milliamp battery, which is not removable. The battery in the SP is basically a high-end phone size battery to me. With both phones, you should be able to get a full day's usage out of them, especially if you take advantage of the power saving options which is provided on both phones. And last but not least is the software. Now both phones are running Android 4.1.2, but the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini out the box is running Android 4.1, so you're going to have to go and upgrade that by yourself. On the other hand though, the Sony Xperia SP out the box is running Android 4.1.2. But saying that, guys, in terms of the interface on both of these phones, is pretty straightforward. Once you can use one Android phone, you'll be able to use them all. In terms of the price, the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini retails for £250, while the Sony Xperia SP retails for £300. Now the question is the Sony Xperia SP worth that extra £50? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think it's worth that extra £50. Let me know the reasons why. If you enjoyed this video, please ensure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please ensure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Google+. Anyway, guys, my name is Cause. Peace.